Hey, Hillside. Well, a couple weeks ago, I was reading in Joshua, and in chapter 22, there's a part where after they've, fought some people, Joshua sends everybody back, like, hey, like, take possession of your land that's been given to you. And so the different tribes kind of settle in. And one of them, the border between them is the Jordan. And one tribe goes and builds a large altar, it says an altar of grand size on the border between the area between two of the tribes. And all of the other tribes go, they're worried about this altar and they think that it is to a false god. So they all gather to go to war against another tribe of Israel, their same people, because they're worried that these people are turning away from God. And so they go to him and they say, what are you doing? Don't build this altar. Are you turning away from God? You're going to bring calamity on all of us. They're like, remember Achan when it says, when he broke faith in the matter of the devoted things and wrath fell upon the whole congregation of Israel? So they are worried that, we're all in this together. And when you guys turn away, it's also going to affect us and hurt us. And then, of course, the people go, oh, no, don't worry. That's not what this is. We're not turning away from God. It's actually an altar to the Lord, and we put it on the boundary as a reminder that we serve the same God and that we are, kindred spirits. We're not enemies for ourselves and for our future generations who maybe forget, they weren't here when we settled. So they'll remember that we both serve the same God and they won't go to war with each other. And everybody goes, oh, okay, good. But what stuck out to me was the way that when they thought it was an altar to a false god, they all go out and they have like this ownership and responsibility for the whole congregation's faith and their serving of the Lord, and how that accountability piece of like, hey, now, what do you think you're doing? And when we lose someone, it affects the whole body. And in the same day, actually, my New Testament reading was in 1 Corinthians 10, and there's a mention there of being of one body. And it reminded me, I was like, oh, how that ties in right there with we're one body, so we should feel that same ownership and accountability of keeping each other in check and making sure that we don't turn away from the Lord. Because, maybe it's not the same as the Israelites when one person rebelled and the whole, the wrath of God came on the whole congregation. But it does affect us when we lose a part of our body. And so that idea of not wanting to lose anyone, not only because of the body, but also we care for their eternity and for their soul. And also we would want, the other members of our body to do the same for us to make sure that we're staying all right and that we don't fall away, because then the wrath will come on us if we're the ones that fall away. So I just like that idea of the ownership and responsibility for not only our own faith, but the faith of the entire congregation and the entire body. So that's the encouragement, everyone. If you see me going out of line, you have permission, and in fact, I welcome it. I ask you to keep me in check. I don't want to fall away from the Lord, and I hope that you would also receive the same word from another member of the body if you were doing something that was kind of fishy. So that's all I have for you today, taking ownership of our faith and the faith of the entire body. See you next time.